Alright, Azir Cave. Alright, so our break on this side that I wanted to do, but we didn't get to actually practice. Basically, we usually would send two guys over this direction. One guy, two guys yellow, one guy cave. So I'd rather do is have somebody cut here with a stun. And basically stun that right there, because they actually beat you here and they spam nade you and spam stun you here pretty quick. While the other guys push up. What I like to do is I kind of just come here and I just pre-aim the side, push through, while Proloot basically runs in and baits. Also, quick little grenade tip for mid-map. You can actually throw a nade to the left of the hill off the rip of the game, and you will actually nade people running up mid-alley off the rip, or crossing to the hill. I kind of do it, but just letting you guys know. Okay, goals on this first hill is to play heavy around broken and to basically hold cave and yellow as best as possible and put continuous pressure on spiral flank, but you need to make sure that you are calling out to your teammates that you are doing so, because if they do drop on the other side of the map, you will flip, which is not ideal, but it will work, because that's just how pinching works in this game. On the other side, obviously, we play heavy on the time, because this side is a lot more favorable for contesting and capping points. Anyways, so second hill, breaking it. We already talked about this. Our initial goals are to try to go around the back and have players watch the smoke that gets popped here while we multi-challenge the back and potentially pinch out the front broken. But ideally, the best way to break this is to get players around the back and get any remaining players that are holding catwalk yellow to converge, pinch, and cut off the player spawning cave. If we are spawning front because all else fails, we need to basically try to bully the front and cut through yellow and pinch yellow and cave, which is obviously hard because if they catch on to this and they have a guy in yellow holding, you can't really pinch. Okay, going into this hill, if we're collecting scrap time on P2, obviously you want to go around the back and kind of linger around mid-map in like C2 or C1 here, and eventually when our teammates get the spawn in the back or get around the back and they get engaged the enemy, we're in positions to kill whore and cut off from places like here. Or if we were to get in a blue, we would block the spawn close, which will eventually spawn them out that way and that way. Mostly this way. That's kind of just the number one plan. We never want to hit from here. We're coming around the back and we got to break the hill from the front. Obviously use your tacks and stuff to clear out the buildings. Clear out the Godheady and get trophies down on the Godheady push, and obviously rain nades and keep them off the hill. Okay, if we're rotating from this end into the new hill, I'm fucking huge, I guess. Obviously we got to get crossfires. We got to get better team shots going, and I think a big thing that'll help is if people play stuff like this, where they can crossfire with the people crossing, or even stuff like this, where they're laying down and pre-aiming this angle, and then the guy behind them is also here, pre-aiming the same exact angle, shooting over the player laying down. Stuff like that's really good. This is probably the best spot to lay to get hill time, because you can't be shot from either side. And you can pop up and kind of head glitch this wall and peek your spot. Curve, obviously, you got to watch out for the extended curve hit. If we're breaking from this side, it's really hard to do. But ideally, what we need to do is try to get a smoke popped on the desk and kind of get angles on the close hill and team shot, team hit curve. When I say team shot, team hit, I mean literally someone slide out wide. Somebody chow the angle. This guy chows close. You guys try to break in. All right. Rotating in. Also, don't be afraid to pinch too. This pinching hole and stuff like that is really, really good. Okay, rotating to this final hill. I probably don't have time to do it, but if we're breaking from the front, we want to go top broken, get an AR up there in the Godhead glitch, watching over the top broken push, get trophies down front, and then basically rain down nades onto the actual hill until we kill them off it. And then at that point, we just keep repeating the same process and trying to make this hill scrappy, because assuming we're hitting from the front, it's probably going to be a scrappy hit. If we're spawning on the other end, the good side of it, and we're making it, and it's being a scrappy hill, again, do not nade the front. What you want to do is try to use your tacticals and stuff like that on the front end to make sure that they don't cross the hill, or use them C1 to make sure they don't push up C1. And then once the hill turns red, use your nades on the hill and keep them off the hill. Because at that point, if we're spawning in the back, they made it scrappy enough to fuck us over and basically keep us off the time. And the only way we're going to gain that is if we get a wave of kills to get pushed up. Which, if we use our nades at the front of the hill, they're probably going to have a trophy on that back mound, or they're probably going to have a trophy C1, and it's going to get stopped. They're rarely going to have a trophy on the actual hill, because most people, when they're pushing up front like that, their priority is to trophy their push, so they don't actually put one on the hill. They prioritize putting one outside the hill by the mound on the head glitch covering the bridge. Okay,